we could do to provide a little bit of structure to this is we could have you guys break down, like write a list of event that you remember. So it could be the first big event was the
Can we
attack of the
a little bit,
square.
Josh? Can
You
we,
said what?
John, if you're
Yeah.
willing, can we just run down your list and fill in the
Yes.
gaps? Because I want to spend tonight rolling dice and killing bad guys, not doing this.
Word.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, same.
let's do that. I will say where I started doing this was when we chose books from
Liver.
Liver. Yeah. So before then, I don't have any notes.
So Scott, to answer your question, it was High Priestess Evangeline Dawnsworn.
Her.
Her character art is still in artwork. If you type in Evangeline, you'll find her.
Alright.
But to give a brief overview, you guys all woke up with a dream, and it was a nightmare that you guys all kind of shared. And then you went to the festival, came across a body with black sores, then you killed a bunch of bad guys. I'm not going to do a blow-by-blow breakdown of everything. You met Alwyn. And then shit happened with the story. You guys went and did all the guild missions. The only one so far that you've noticed that's really tied into any story is Liver from the Scroll Keepers, because he gave you those books that you guys got individually. I will say, just as a reminder here, this is something that you guys, I described it, you might not have taken note of. You did notice that there is a difference between the black sores in Penting and the black sores that are in Norhaven.
Yes.
You also
mentioned
did roll
that.
high enough to realize that there is a third cause for these sores, and that was when Sid bites something. So there's 3 different things happening that look almost identical. Either it comes from a wound, which is its own thing. You don't know about the one that's in Penting. Poison.
So, but do they present the same? So you said there was a difference between the black sores in Penting and the black sores in Norhaven, but Norhaven was from the symbiote being used to make poison. So wouldn't that be similar to the bite?
It's identical, but it's not the same.
Not the same cause.
Because the poison just is from within, so black sores happen everywhere. You guys notice that there is a difference between that and like when you have a body that's been killed by a symbiote, because it's only around the wound area. But you did notice that in Penting, it is not the same as in Norhaven, meaning Penting is its own little thing. It doesn't quite add up, because the symbiote stuff, both of those causes are from symbiote. You don't know what's causing the thing in Penting.
Right. Okay, I had assumed that it was the same thing. So good to know. All right, so I have woke up with shared nightmare, went to festival, body with black sores, necromancer attacked, met Alwyn, and then the next thing I have is the book of historical figures in the past 2,000 years. Alwyn, Lysander in the book, unsure how old the book is. Alwyn had made huge advancements in all sorts of fields, created new mastermind in making weave engines, are running at peak efficiency. Co-authors were Lysander, and Alwyn had headed most of the research. So this is leaving out the Cobalt and Callie part. I do have that the Black Dragon's name was Callie, and that we know it's connected to Lysander.
Yep. And
I have the letter from the Cobalt.
Mm-hmm. And Kai, as a character, knows who or what Kali is. So that tied in a little bit there.
I did not write down all of your individual books. I think I only wrote down my own. Maybe
That's
later on I did, but
everyone should have their own books. If they have their questions, they can ask them now or forever hold their peace, or send me a DM at some point later.
So Lysander, what we know about him is that he's a very powerful old wizard that worked with Alwyn on some magical advancements involving strategic advancements, warfare, running cities, planning cities, efficiency, mention of fantastic cities unlike anything seen before, improved upon previous advancements, mastermind of making sure weave engines are running at peak efficiency. And then I have the Cobalt letter, which I'm not going to reread. but it talks about don't let him get his hands on you. If he gets you, he'll tear your memory. And we know that that's what happened to the kobold, which I'm not sure if I have written down either. Let's see.
And you don't have to do a blow by blow, just the important story beat moments. And if you're missing something that is important, I'll fill in.
When you saw Black Swords illness the first time you were in Pentine. Okay, so it talks about the description of the Black Swords in Pentine. Then Sid talked about when the symbiote kills someone. We had talked about that. And that Sid had a vision of a wizard in the Underdark. Then I don't have much about the fight that we had where the carriage blew up, but I have
Do
notes
you remember
on.
the names of the people that you did spare?
Yes, Aaron is a
Aaron?
15-year-old. Aaron, yeah,
Aaron?
15-year-old
Hey,
wizard.
Ron.
And Vanessa, who we then possibly got killed.
Yeah, you kind of sent her on an impossible mission and stopped hearing back from her.
Yeah, so probably dead.
Nah, she's fine.
And then we killed Gideon.
Fuck that hoe.
Fuck that hoe.
Gideon. So there, I think here maybe we have some things that I don't have written down that may be important. Because, or did we have a chance to talk? No, I don't think we did actually. I don't think we had a chance to talk with the Mind Weaver, or what was that guy's name that fucking set us up?
Silas?
Silas?
Silas, yeah.
Silas was the guy that you have a huge
Yep.
hate boner for.
Mm-hmm.
Raging
Silas is a fugly slut. Do not trust him. Yeah, so we killed Gideon. Silas kind of sold us down the river, and Gideon killed Maximus.
So an important story thing that you're missing there is Alara and the Mindweaver are both masterminds in the Underhand. They are both two of some of the top-ranking members. You don't know who else is a top-ranking member, but they're both pretty prominent figures.
And Alara's the top hat tattoo chick, right?
Yeah, she's the one that
Yes.
straight up
Lara's the
stomped
one
out
that stomped out Aaron's eye. Eyes,
right,
sorry.
Right.
Both of them, yeah.
and started on Vanessa before you stopped her.
Yeah.
So, those are the kinds of people that would take over in the absence of Gideon, I'm assuming.
You don't know, but you would know them well enough to know that it's a possibility.
They're in a position to be able to do so because of where they sit in the underhand, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
Fuck Gideon.
Fuck that hoe.
Right.
Okay,
There's
and
also-
wasn't there a picture that we found of them all together?
There was a picture that you found of Alara, the Mindweaver, and Alwyn,
Oh,
along with Gideon. But you found out that Alwyn knew about Gideon beforehand.
right.
And
Where did we find this
Alara
picture?
wasn't in the picture. It was just the Mindweaver, Gideon, and Alwyn.
Yeah, okay.
It was on her desk. It was on the Mindweaver's desk. She has her own little booth, and it's just like in the corner. It's like a open office area where she
Right.
can observe everything that's happening, and she has her own private room. And there's a bunch of rooms down there. So
And then after we spoke with
There.
Alwyn, he was upset with us, right? That we had killed Gideon.
he was taken
We
aback. Yeah, it's not like he was disappointed, but he was just like, "What the fuck, guys? You didn't tell me about this beforehand, and then you killed someone important."
Well,
Then-
he killed himself, really, if we think about it.
Yeah, he killed himself against our swords and
Yeah.
arrows.
Also, to
But
clarify,
then,
we did
Yep.
kill him, but he is a fiend, and they do come like they go to the under.
He's not permanently dead.
no.
He is
You
a
found out-
devil who goes
Thanks.
back to the hells and then comes back.
Yeah, he's getting whipped right now and
And you
angry.
found that out when you went to Norhaven and figured out how the hells work and how demons and devils work.
And that's when we went back to Alwyn and he sent us off to Norhaven to learn how to fight demons and devils better,
Yes.
essentially.
Mhm.
Just how to fight better in general. It wasn't specifically about that. But he said, "Look, I don't have time to train your asses.
Get
head
better.
over to Norhaven and get your shit done, put your shit together before you come back. I've got to do some damage control here.
And so we don't know what's going on in Penting while we're away.
Mm-mm.
And we teleported there, so we didn't have a journey.
Yes.
So we got there pretty instantly after the events that took place in the city.
And then
Yes.
we looked at D&D porn.
And
And
yes.
then you guys
Like quite literally.
Yeah,
no,
you
it was
invented Warhaven.
exactly literally.
Invented Whorehaven.
All right, hang on.
Hang on, we need a picture of it.
Yeah.
5'2".
So,
But
what was the guy's name that was the teleporter man?
The guy that you teleported into the office of, his name was Fidor, and you
Yeah,
did
Fido.
Oh yeah.
one thing.
Fido?
He did have. You asked if there was a book for some smart person. You were gonna get a book for Alwyn, I believe was the intention. And
No,
he
I was going for a book for that girl in the store. Or it was a lady mage or lady.
What
Elf.
is Fidor, by the way?
He's a dwarf, right?
Fidor was a dwarf.
Yeah, but like, what was his like station there?
He was
Why
the,
was
the
he
head of the Scroll Keepers Guild that's in Norway.
Artwork, artwork.
Okay.
I'll get you a name in just a second here.
But just reminding you that you did want a book, but you got, it's up to you to remember who you were getting it for and all that kind of stuff.
I was getting a book for Ophelia Wintermore.
Oh yeah, who is she?
She was at the Scroll Keepers Guild.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. So wait, why were you doing that, Sid?
For Sid
She has
reasons.
tits.
I think he was horny.
Oh, okay. Word. All right.
For
It
Sid
wasn't like a
reasons.
quest or
Nah, in
anything.
that case.
Yeah, we need to get that book then. Jesus Christ. All right. So then we learned that the Church of Lysandi is a scam that charges people for help. Seraphil was instructed by Lysandi to come to Norhaven.
Quick
The Greys
question.
had been banished.
Lysandi
and
and
the
Lysander are not related, correct?
We
Not that we know.
No, I'm asking from the lens of us.
You guys
were
aren't
suspicious.
like morons. You've already talked
Yeah.
amongst yourselves, being like, I don't know, it's not too much of a
You
jump.
have not
No, it's
received
not
a
a jump.
definite answer from
Yeah.
a source. From a
Lysander
source.
has not
That is
come
all
down
speculation. Right.
from the
Right.
heavens.
And I
And-
did make it clear that I saw Seraphil dealing with my parents, but I was never allowed to attend those meetings.
I forgot
I don't
about
think
that.
I wrote that down.
Also, before we get too far ahead, when you're done writing that, John, I was just gonna real quick remind for when y'all did the guild missions in Penting. The sword one, where you went and you found that sword that Sid attuned to was for reminds us of his name, Jacob, because I
His name
forget.
was Fegan. He gave
Right, thank you.
Sid the
Fegan.
sword.
Right, it
and
was Fegan. Y'all went into the we can show you on the map at some point. I don't have it on me now, but you guys went into the southern-ish part of the city where you guys fought off members of the mafia, not the underhand, who had taken the sword, and then the church mission, you went into the enchanted forest, you found the holy water,
Hmm.
and then the scroll keepers mission is where you were asked to investigate findings
Oh.
that would help them learn about the floating cities, the floating empire in the sky, and that was your original goal.
You did one thing I want to hit for a story beat that is important. When you guys went to do the holy water mission for the church,
Oh yeah.
you found out that it used to be protected and that Druid Grove was still protecting it, but the area around it had been magically corrupted and something about a guardian disappearing.
Hang on.
Oh, I didn't remember of the Guardian disappearing.
Yeah,
remembered the
I
corruption.
didn't. I thought there were a couple
Ooh.
things with the guild missions that we might have been missing, so that's why I wanted
Retrieve
to go
holy
back.
water for Pentine Church. Say that again.
You guys had to go a far ass distance away from Penting for that mission, and you found out afterwards that there was some sort of guardian of some kind, probably a druid, that was supposed to be keeping that place
Oh,
normal, and the forest over years had become more and more and more and more corrupted until it became unsafe for them to send anyone else out except for adventurers.
That was like a natural spring, like it was just constantly flowing.
It was natural in the sense that a druid constructed it,
Okay.
but it was magically protected. And you
Yeah.
found that out when Cassian did his ritual spell. It was a holy place. But
So
not
the
holy.
Druid's Grove was still like the grove itself was still untainted, right?
A small area of the grove around the holy pool, I guess you could
Yeah.
call it,
The grove itself, that one very contained space, you found out
was
will
still
never.
protected. Yeah.
It will never, unless if someone purposefully dispels it on.
Yeah.
Like really focuses and has high powerful magic to get rid of it. It's gonna be fine. It's just getting there and back. That's the hard part.
Okay, so retrieve holy water from Penny Church, traveled far, Druid's Grove, around Holy Pool, still untainted. Guardian was supposed to keep the place in peace. Over the years, forest became too corrupted for safe travel. Okay, Gray's banished, sickness after banishment, Aurora Gray, tracked down a dark wizard, footprints changed shape. Oh, here it is. Newmont from the west. Parents were warlocks. Dealings with Seraphil. Yep. Dealt with life essence. Is Kai being used to terrorize cities for Lysander? What?
Yeah,
And
what?
is Callie. Is Callie being used to terrorize her for Lysanders?
That's,
I was like, Kai?
Everyone
I was like,
side
what
eyes
the
Kai.
fuck? Yeah.
That's the black dragon for the
EPEG's in the
kobolds,
party.
right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a quick question just because you mentioned Alara. Did we clarify that her wound looked like it was only black sores near the wound?
Lara?
Not
Or
Alara.
Aora.
Aurora.
Aorta?
Okay.
Oh, Aurora.
Allegra.
Aurora's wounds were, or her black sores were around the wound.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. And that was a clear distinction compared to the other people's
Compared
sores.
to
Yeah.
either this random sickness or
Yep.
the poison that you know about.
Okay, I will write that down.
And Aurora is Cassian's wife.
Yes.
Yeah. And now that you guys have compared all three of these things, one of them is not like the others, and it's the one in Penton.
Yeah.
It's noticeably different in how the sores present themselves. But not to the you guys have a very trained eye for it at this point. You can tell the difference. But if you were looking and you weren't looking super hard,
It'd be easy to overlook the
Exactly.
differences. Gotcha.
Okay. I would like to retroactively say that in the message we sent to Alwyn, if I had remembered that fact, I would have structured it slightly differently.
Okay.
Sore's different.
But
Uh,
I'm going to say that doesn't happen though, because yeah,
No, I agree.
the message is already sent. So if you want to talk to him, go talk to him at this point. You're already headed back to Penting, so you're gonna
I
have
don't
to
know. What if he's
Yeah.
the one behind those?
At just to kind of wrap up the story recap, once we get to Norhaven, we are familiar with what we have done, correct? As a
What
group, is there
do you
anyone that
mean by
has
that?
Open to the group? Is there anyone that's unfamiliar with the events that the events?
No,
that
I
transpired?
remember all that pretty fresh. It was kind of the beginning shit I was getting fuzzy on.
Wait. Oh, okay.
I
guys
have stuff
remember-
on Sid's Underdark book, some notes on the Underdark in general. I have stuff on Newmont's book, Cassian's book, Kai's book. Okay, so I did write all that down. Stuff on the Snowflake symbol and the Frostbite Syndicate. And yeah, okay.
Okay, so if you guys don't have any more questions, if you have questions as characters, you need to figure it out amongst yourselves. If I'm generous, I'll give you a history check that you can make to try to recall something. But
Yeah.
You're
One more question actually. So Seraphil responded to us our message and said that he was where?
Everwest or something. He was at that fortress
Yeah.
town out west.
But what was it called?
Evermeet.
Ever
Evermeet.
what?
Evermeet.
Meat. Got it. Okay.
EVERMEET.
Got it.
And Kai is familiar with that kingdom. It's a whole ass empire. It's a big stretch of kingdom.
They're at war with Kai's hometown, right?
Yeah.
His
And
home
you would
people.
note that Evermeet is not as large as as Thorlandir, but it's probably as large as maybe, two of the city states, like so Penting and Thornbrook. Like it would be a pretty good size comparatively.
Word.
Okay. So Dave, I think we are ready to
Oh yeah, you
start
guys good?
the session.
Major characters in Norhaven. We have the Grey family, Seraphel, the dude that we
Fidor.
Fidor. We have the
Vegan.
kid from the church.
Vegan, the guy who gave you the sword, came back at the end
Vegan,
of your stint at Norhaven.
Vegan
The-
came back to be the Grey to go through the culling.
Cassian, who was that one person we met on the road when we traveled up north?
Oh, yeah.
fellow Grey.
That was a gray.
Yeah, I
Nikolai?
forgot his name. Nikolai, yeah.
The
Nikolai
Nikolai.
and
The puppy.
yeah.
And the good boy.
Oh yeah. I didn't
Boy.
write anything down about them.
Oh yeah, he looked like what's his name?
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
No, he looked like fucking Jamie Lannister.
That's it. Yeah, but what's his real name
Oh.
though?
I have no idea.
Marshawn Lynch.
That's
I
just
don't
not
think
correct.
that's it.
Oh my dick!
Do you know what his
the
real
Quite
name
the
is?
opposite.
Played by Nikolai Coaster Wadalu?
Huh?
His real
Wait,
name
say
is Nikolaj.
Nikolai in
funny.
D&D looks like real life Nikolai from Game of Thrones.
Wait,
Dog.
That's
was that
funny. That's
planned?
unintentional, by the way.
What the
That's fuck.
It's like Nikolaj, I guess, but Nikolai.
I'm pogging out of my mind right now.
Yeah.
And then the kid from the church that turned. What was his name?
Kid
He's
from
a-
the church that.
he-
So the one that became a Grey.
Yeah.
Oh, Quentin.
Quentin, that's what it is.
Quentin.
Yes.
Big Q, baby.
Yeah.
Cool. So those are the major players. I mean, we're familiar with the events. Cool. I did want to kind of start with two things. First, when we get started, I'll start with the first thing I have, and then the second thing is an errand I want to run. As said.
Dave, you just let us know whenever you're done that recording and ready for the new one.
Also,
can't-
everyone should have the stream pulled up and tab muted.
I think
What?
you have to technically unmute it for you to count as a viewer now. Like you have it at like 1%
If you mute the
volume.
tab, it counts.
Oh, the tab. I see what you're saying, not the stream.
Oh wait! Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
mute the
I need-
tab, it's different than muting the stream.
I
What's
fucking
your
need that
Twitch
info.
Also, Foundry is up right now, so if you guys have not, anyone has not opened Foundry.
I have not.
Dave, if you could just throw your link in useful links, and then we'll pin it so that everyone can find it easily.
I
all
was
the
just about to do that.
I think it's pinned in general.
Yeah,
I
but
think so.
useful links is where you would expect it to be.
Or I'll just
He ain't wrong.
copy it. I'll just post it.
Well, thank you. You got it.
It's pinned. Yeah, it's
you.
pinned.
Useful
Meet their
links.
babe on
It's my
Twitch,
face.
yeah? You are offline, guy.
Well, yeah, because I didn't start streaming it. All right, so I'm going to end.
After
I'm going to
you
end this
just
recording
did an
now
Elden Ring stream.
for a little bit.